Good evening, friends. I'm very happy to be amongst you. So let's start the evening. The evening starts at a period somewhere in the beginning of the 19th century, around 1805 or thereabouts. Two people were lost in the deserts of Egypt. And as they were searching for a way out and to find a settlement, far away they see two colossal columns of lead made of stone on a pedestal with what appeared to be a shattered visage lying next to it. They become very happy that at last we will be able to see some way out of this place, and they start approaching it. They go near it and they see something written on the pedestal. It is worn out by time and weather, but still they could discern what is written there. And on it were written the words, "I am Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on me, ye mighty, and despair." You can understand the disgust these two travelers must have felt. They were looking for a way out. They were looking for something to show them the way out of the problem they were in. And here they are faced with an egomaniacal statement of somebody from far past trying to glorify himself. With disgust written all over their face, they move away from that. What they had thought will show them the way had done absolutely nothing. They go back after some time to their country, having found the way out of the desert. And there in England, they share this experience. They talk about the stupidity of the person who had built such a monument in the middle of nowhere, thinking that he will be able to glorify himself and live on in posterity. And on 11th of January, 1818, in the then popular publication in England, The Examiner, this poem appeared. What does the poem read? The poem is titled Ozymandias. It was written by one of the most famous poets of that time, Percy by Shelley. The poem read, "I met a traveler from an antique land who said, 'Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in a desert. Near them on the sand, half sunk a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and the sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read, which yet survive, stand on those lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal those words appear, my name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my words, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the bone, the lone and level sands stretch far away. In the midst of nowhere lies this symbol of a man trying to immortalize himself and couldn't even show the way to two people." As I was thinking of this, my dear friends, I suddenly remembered someone. And who was that person? This great poet saint, Tirumular from the 6th century BC. And in his creation, the Tirumandiram, he writes, "Tannai ariyat tanakodu kedillai, tannai ariyamal thane kedugindraan, tannai ariyavum arivai arindapin, tannaye achikka thanirundane." What does it mean? It means in knowing oneself, there is no harm. But when you don't know what your potential is, what your caliber is, what you are made for, you do yourself immense harm. And when one acquires the knowledge and understanding of oneself, he raises himself to a level which even the gods aspire. What in fact he is saying is that only in the human birth is one accorded the luxury of understanding the true nature of creative genius. And that is the reason why even the Devas, the Celestials, desire to be born as humans. I was wondering, on one side, you have an egomaniac called Ramesses, a pharaoh who was glorified during his time between the 12th and 13th and 14th century BC. And on the other, you have a saint who is talking about self-realization. On one side, you have the arrogance of an egomaniac, and the other side, the wisdom of a realized soul. That brings us, ladies and gentlemen, to the topic of the day. What is it that all of us are really looking for? What is our search? What is it which will help us fulfill our destiny? What is it that started the whole thing about what man is? Self-actualization. How is it we are going to attain that stage where we find meaning in why we were born? The question, my dear friends, is it just philosophy? And if at all we have to attain self-actualization, where is the beginning? Where should the journey begin? Now, will any one of you kindly mute and tell me where exactly, at which point of time in life should the journey for self-actualization begin? Please.
Knowing self.
Okay. When should it begin?
Start
After we complete our esteem needs.
Huh?
After we satisfy our esteem needs.
Okay. After we satisfy our needs.
Esteem needs.
From adulthood.
Esteem needs.
In the
Okay,
age
so
of
we are,
20.
so we are on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, is it now?
As soon as possible.
Yeah.
At the age of 21.
At the age of 21. Yeah. Anyone else?
No, when we start introspecting ourselves, it begins.
Okay. So when we start introspecting with ourselves, it begins. Excellent. Anyone else, please?
When actually we have been hurt by so much in our life.
Yes.
Hurt.
I think all of you are right in a way. But now let me tell you what my take on this is. I am now in Bangalore. And how do I spend my day? I spend my day playing with my grandchild who is just 1 year old. And what do? I tell him stories. And as I tell him stories, I realized that I am in some way contributing to his journey for self-actualization. In other words, the journey for self-actualization begins right from the moment a child can start understanding what you tell. Not only that, maybe, it begins even from the moment he is born. Because 11 million bits of information are entering into a child's subconscious from the second he is born. And we all know that cognitive science has proved today that till the age of 6 or 7, somewhere between 6 and 7, till that age, the discretionary consciousness does not exist in a child. It absorbs everything like a sponge. And this is the right time to implant in him and start him off on the journey for self-actualization. And all that begins on the laps of the grandparents, possibly, because parents today are very busy. And how does it begin on the laps of the grandparents? With stories. Let me tell you a story which I told my grandson. It's the story of a small lion cub. One day, a farmer had taken his sheep to herd in the jungle, in the peripheries of the jungle, when suddenly he hears a very peculiar sound. Attracted by that sound, this shepherd, he goes towards the bushes, and there he finds a lion cub, a beautiful lion cub. Everything in birth is so beautiful. But he feels scared because he thinks if a lion cub is there, the lioness must be around. He runs and hides behind a tree and starts looking for the lioness because he doesn't want to come out without knowing where the lioness is, lest he be attacked. He waits for some time, but no lioness appears. After some time, he realizes, that the pathetic sound of the lion cubs crying convinces him that the lioness is nowhere nearby, because by now, otherwise it would have come. He goes near it, he sees it. So attractive, so beautiful, so lovely, so affectionate. The lion cub looks at him with round eyes. He picks it up and brings it along with the sheep to the farm. The lion cub continues growing in the farm along with the sheep, under the tender care of a very matronly sheep who adopts him. But a lion cub cannot behave like a sheep. So other sheep cubs, they start teasing it, that you don't know how to eat grass, you don't know how to bleat, you don't know how to hop, you are looking so different, we are all white, you're brown. And this lion cub starts developing a complex. As days were passing by, and the lion cub was under the matronly care of the sheep, one day a lion happened to come out of the jungle, and he sees all the sheep and he thinks, here is an opportunity for me to have an excellent lunch. It starts prowling towards them. Suddenly, in the smell, the sheep realize that there is danger and they start running. And along with the sheep, the cub also starts running. And the lion, seeing them run away, starts chasing them. As the lion is chasing, it suddenly realizes there is a lion cub running along with them. He wonders, what is this? What is a lion cub doing in the midst, alone? He gets enamored, he runs towards the lion cub, catches it. The lion cub immediately, falls to the ground and starts begging the lion, don't kill me, I'm a poor sheep cub. Don't kill me. I have got the entire life to live. What harm did I do? The lion says, shut up, you idiot, you're not a sheep cub. But the lion cub continues to beg the lion to leave it, claiming that it's a sheep. The lion gets irritated, catches it by the scruff of the neck, carries it to a nearby pond, and shows it. Tells it, look, you idiot, you are not a sheep cub, you are a lion cub. The lion cub, for the first time, sees its image in the water and sees the lion standing next to it and realizes that, yes, I look very much like this lion. I don't look like a sheep. Maybe what this lion is telling is right. The lion tells, now stop trying to bleat and roar like a lion. The lion cub says, I don't know how to roar. He says, copy me, try to roar like this. The lion roars and shows. And for the first time in its life, the lion cub roars. With that single roar, the cub announces its arrival to the world. I have reached. Tell me, my dear friends, what does this fable tell us? Please unmute and tell me. What is the story behind this fable? And how is it going to kickstart a child's journey in self-actualization?
It is more of self-awareness, aware of, Chidambaram here, sir. Self-aware and realize what it is. He can do better. It will maybe take him towards the journey of self-actualization.
Anyone else?
I think the child will realize at some point of time that who that person is. We all need a jolt, somebody to tell us, or some trigger to show us self-realization.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yes, in the life journey, there should be guru is like Arun sir is required to realize himself.
Anyone else?
Lion cub.
Sir, Vishal here.
Yes, Vishal.
Yeah, we need to have a motivation to reach our goals.
Okay. We need to have
Lion cub.
motivation.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's the wrong belief system. It's a
Okay.
belief system.
Lion cub got to know its inbuilt abilities, hidden qualities.
Okay, let's move on with the fable. So let me also tell you, see, you all are right. You see, the beauty of life is there are no wrong answers. That is the beauty of life. There are no wrong answers. All of us are right. So now let us see, after hearing all your right answers, what is my right answer? One of the right answers. The lion cub is a deluded individual held back from his original greatness by his limiting beliefs. Having grown up among the sheep, the lion cub started thinking it's a sheep. It's not his fault. The elderly lion is his inner self, which feels restricted by these false limiting beliefs. And it is urging the cub to realize his true potential. It says, look, you are not a sheep. You are the prince of the jungle and you are going to grow up to be the lion of the jungle. Come on, exercise your right. Looking into the pond water and seeing the true self is the act of self-reflection. When you look into yourself and you understand the limiting beliefs which are shackled you, you understand the source of these limiting beliefs, you get the motivation to try and become your real self. The roaring is a selection of the correct path, which will lead it ultimately to live like a lion that it is going to grow into. Having said this, we are in a modern world. Fable aside, is there any way in this modern world we can look at all these things in a modern way? Come, let us see that also. First, awareness. When the lion told the cub, it started it on the path of awareness. And the path of awareness led where? To the pond. In the pond, what did it see? It saw its reflection. And that reflection helped it to realize what it really was. In other words, awareness brought to the fore the limiting beliefs that were holding it back. So many limiting beliefs are holding us back. Millions and millions and millions of limiting beliefs we have built within ourselves. And my dear friends, there are two schools of thoughts where self-awareness and limiting belief is concerned. Some will tell you that you will have to address each one of these limiting beliefs, analyze them for what they are, and unshackle yourself and move on. Believe me, it can become a never-ending process. Your entire lifetime may go away in understanding each and one of these limiting beliefs. The second school of thought talks of transcending all these limiting beliefs and reaching that point where these limiting beliefs cannot touch you. We will see the second one today, because one lifetime is not enough to analyze individual limiting beliefs. If we are to make something of our life today, we need a strategy by which we can rip through all the limiting beliefs in one single shot and transcend them. That's what we are going to see today. The second is reflection. What is reflection all about? Reflection, before that, let us see. We all know the story of this elephant, right? An elephant, when it is young, it is tied to, a holder, and then, it can't come away from that. So it starts developing a belief that it cannot break through. And then, we have seen in the temples, large elephants, they keep standing with just a tiny rope tied to their leg and they can't come out. This is an age-old story. Everyone knows about it. But what we don't realize is that like this, millions of limiting beliefs are tying us down. And one by one, if we have to unshackle it, it will take an eternity. That brings us to the reflection. How do we understand what is causing these limiting beliefs? Because as I told you, the second school of thought says how to transcend all these limiting beliefs, which we are going to see. Having said that, okay, so you understand how to overcome all the past limiting beliefs. But is it not necessary for us to understand what is causing these limiting beliefs so that we don't create more such limiting beliefs in future? That is, how do we reflect so that we can understand the causal factors? What do we do so that all the causal factors which have created these limiting beliefs are not repeated again? Because if we go and do the same things again, we are going to build limiting beliefs and we are going to restrict ourselves. Is there a method by which we can ensure that we don't build any more limiting beliefs? To understand this, let us see the story. That is this very old story, you all must be knowing, is nothing new. Stories are what, we learn life about life. That is this man. He has 2 sons. They are twins. He is a drunkard. Every day he comes home after drinking and beats his wife. And both these children, when they are very young, they see this. One of them feels extremely bad for his mother. He feels, what is this? Why is daddy beating mother? Why is this happening? I'm feeling so sad. I don't like this. I love my daddy, I love my mommy both, and I don't want them fighting like this. I don't want daddy beating mommy. After all, she's doing everything for us. He feels extremely bad. He goes to a corner and sits and cries. The other boy, he sees, what a brave man daddy is. Everyone is scared of him. He's so strong. No one can stand up to him. Mommy, who scolds me so much, makes me do things which I don't like. Even she's scared of him. I can't do anything to mommy, but see, daddy is not scared. He whips her. Now, as they grow up, one of them becomes a drunkard, and the other, he's a teetotaler. He doesn't touch a drop of alcohol. I don't think it is going to be very hard for you to guess who becomes a drunkard and who doesn't even touch a drop of alcohol. The boy who was going into the corner and crying for his mother vows never to touch a drop of alcohol. And the boy who saw in his father a hero, a brave man, he becomes a drunkard. The same incident causes different reactions in different people, particularly when you are young and not mature enough. When you don't have the discriminatory conscious ability to judge things, what goes in can create your frames and biases, which will build you. It is absolutely essential for you now that you have grown up to be able to handle it. But unfortunate thing is, we are all slaves of our frames and biases. We need an extremely powerful strategy by which to overcome whatever belief systems are ingrained within us. Let's see if we can find out one such strategy which will help us to ensure that no more limiting beliefs are built and that we are no more a slave of these frames and biases which control us. That brings us to the third thing, realization. You have seen by awareness what are the limiting beliefs which are restricting you. By reflecting adequately, you have been able to identify the causal factors. When you understand your limiting beliefs, when you understand what has caused, now it is time for you to realize what it is you have taken birth for. This is a question which plagues everyone. From saint to sinner, this question has been asked repeatedly. What is the purpose of my life? What is the purpose of my life? People go from door to door asking this, when all along the answer is with them. And one simple question can get them the answer, because that answer is what the life path is. That is the life path which when you take, you will fulfill it. The limiting beliefs and the causal factor, understanding the limiting beliefs, understanding what has caused it, will help you avoid it. Understanding what is causing it, which behavior is causing these limiting beliefs, which is holding you back. And the realization of the life path will bring clarity in your life. With clarity in your life and a clear understanding of your life path, keeping your limiting beliefs in front of you, you will develop the will to not go in that wrong direction again. Friends, this is what the saints do. The saints are people who are aware of the limiting beliefs which are there in mankind. They know what causes these limiting beliefs. They know how to identify the life path. Then they realize that every individual on this earth is suffering only because of not understanding these three. That is why self-actualization is so important. And that is what makes all those saints so compassionate. Understanding yourself, understanding why you are the way you are, and understanding what you require to do will make you compassionate. That brings us now to the three major challenges which faces every individual. Can any one of you tell me what are the three challenges?
What is the right thing to do?
Okay. Next.
Ethical dilemma. Ethical dilemma.
Next. Anyone else?
Introspection.
Adapting the change. Adapting the change.
So introspection.
Choosing the right pathway.
Let's see.
Commitment.
The introspection.
Introspection. Yes. You're
Skill and
right.
attitude.
Skill and attitude.
Commitment. Survival.
Not believing in oneself.
Not believing oneself. Excellent. Next.
Adapting the change.
Adapting the change is a major challenge.
Adapting it. Okay, major challenge. Now let us see. The three major challenges which are faced, which you are survival. Yes, yes, definitely. And particularly under the COVID pandemic. Now, the three major challenges which you face in your journey. Number one, how to overcome the current limiting beliefs. Because without, see, you are tied. And what is tying you up? It is your limiting beliefs which are tying you up. Unless you are going to cut through those, you are not going anywhere. Like that elephant, you are tied by a thin thread which can't even hold back an ant, but it holds an elephant. All because it is not tied to that stick, but it is tied in its mind. And it can't break the shackles of the mind. In the subconscious, it is tied to something from which it cannot break free. And the subconscious, my dear friend, is 30,000 times more powerful than the conscious. 30,000 times more powerful than the conscious. So your limiting beliefs are such chains. Is very, very difficult to break them. So how to overcome the current limiting beliefs? What is the next challenge? Can anyone tell me? I'm waiting.
Understanding the causal.
The next challenge is how to ensure that we conduct ourselves in such a way so as not to create any more limiting beliefs. What is the use of breaking all the chains only to buy new chains and tie yourself up? Is there any sense in it? Tell me. Is there any sense in it?
No.
So first is, you need to know how to break your current limiting beliefs. Second is, you need to know how to conduct yourself so that you don't create any more limiting beliefs. No, what is the third?
How to overcome.
What?
What kind of
Limiting
action?
belief.
See, the first is how to overcome your limiting beliefs. The second is how to conduct yourself so that you don't, create any more limiting beliefs. What is the third?
How to perform to the fullest extent.
How to face others' limiting beliefs.
What is your life path?
How to face others' limiting beliefs. How
Forget
to handle
others.
others' limiting beliefs.
Forget others. Talk about yourself. How to find your life path? Isn't that what you want?
Yes, yes.
Right.
You have broken your limiting beliefs. You have freed yourself from that stick. You have ensured that no one can again tie you back. Now, where do you go? What is your life path? Till today, you are tied by your limiting beliefs, so you can't move. Till today, you are conducting yourself in such a way that more and more chains are coming and tying you up, making your life even more difficult. But today, you are going to find an answer as to how to cut those limiting beliefs, how to behave so that you don't find any more limiting beliefs. Then what? You have become liberated. Now, don't you want to know what your real life path is, what you are living for? Do you want to know it, my dear friends?
Yes.
Sure, sir.
Yes.
Don't you
Yes,
think
sir.
that is a logical sequence?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Huh? Let's see. Let's start with the first. It's time to understand that after the limiting beliefs, going after each one of them one by one is meaningless. You will never be able to complete cutting the shackles if you go after them one by one. What you need to do is cut it from the root once and for all. Absolutely slash it down. Mercilessly, one swing of the saber and all limiting belief should come down. Beautiful to hear, isn't it? If I patent this, I think I will become a multi-millionaire. Believe me, I'm an idiot that I'm not patenting it. But I'm going to share it with you and show you how you can do it. And at the end of this program, you will know it is possible, it can be done. But before that, let us see what some of those limiting beliefs are. One, I can't do X because of Y. How many of us have said this? Every day we are telling, I can't do this because of that. I can't do this because I am not good looking, I am not skilled, I am not educated, I am not talented. My God. You will lose yourself. You'll be busy searching for words to say why you can't do something. And then you have no one will ever pay me for my services. We put a price on ourselves in such a way that we underrate ourselves. We are scared of telling the world that I'm unique, I'm priceless, I'm invaluable. I will never be able to do that. We put a bar. I will never find anything better than this. Whenever something small comes our way, immediately grab it, thinking, who knows, if I miss this chance, maybe I will not get something better. Does this not happen to us, my dear friends?
Yes, yes.
Don't we do that?
We do it.
Are we not guilty of this behavior? I'm asking you one question today. What is at the foundation of all this? Have you ever asked yourself all the million limiting beliefs which are tying you up? What is at the foundation of all this?
Self-esteem.
Fear.
Correct, madam. Fear. Fear of failure. Fear of not being able to achieve what you want. That is the only thing which is holding you back. Now, let us assume, who said fear?
Nitika.
Nitika. Excellent. Nitika, what is your personal truth? There is something called a universal truth. There is something called a personal truth. Who is your personal God?
Who's my personal?
God. G-O-D, God. Do you believe in God?
Yeah, I believe in God.
So who is your personal God?
Ganesha.
Ganesha. Excellent. So you're walking on the streets towards your home. Where are you?
On the street, walking
No,
towards
where are
my
you
home.
now? Which city?
In Mumbai.
Oh, so you're in lockdown, so you can't be walking on the street. You're going from one room to another, and suddenly Ganesha appears in front of you and says, Nitika, what would you do if I guaranteed you success in everything that you are doing?
Wow. Awesome.
Wow. What a response. That, with that one single wow, what did you do? You cut all the limiting beliefs. That one wow has slashed all the limiting beliefs.
Absolutely. The sky is the limit now. I can just get whatever I want.
Whatever you try, you will succeed. This looks hyperbolic, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah,
It
no,
does.
it doesn't. I can still get it. I can
Now,
still get it.
if I were to show you mathematically that this is not hyperbolic, will you adopt it and slash through all your limiting beliefs in life?
Yes.
Are you
please.
promising me? I will prove it within the next 1 minute that this is not just a term, it's a mathematical reality.
Okay, ready for that.
Mathematical reality. If I do it, are you promising me, Nitika, on your word of honor, that you will cut through all your limiting beliefs?
Yes.
Done. Start. We all know that in output is always commensurate to input. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is dependent.
Commensurate, that is proportional. Supposing you put 100% input, you will get 80% output. Output can never be more than input.
Yeah.
It will always be a bit less than input. But output is always proportional to input. Am I right or wrong?
Y equal to f of x. Yes.
This is perfect mathematical term. Now let us see. Let us work with this mathematical term and see how that statement that if success is guaranteed, what would you do? Now, we have in front of us our limiting beliefs. Correct? What has this limiting belief done? When you say, I cannot do because of Y, you are telling that the outcome is uncertain. And what has made this outcome uncertain? Your limiting belief has made this outcome uncertain. And in the process, you don't understand what input should go in. Your input is not up to the extent which it should be there. So the outcome becomes uncertain. That means this limiting belief is creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you have a limiting belief, the outcome becomes uncertain. And this uncertain outcome is proportional to an indeterminate input. That is why constantly we fail to achieve what we want. Now just see what happens when guaranteed success is there. Success has become guaranteed. Limiting beliefs get cancelled because they become inactive. You have deactivated your limiting beliefs. When you start believing that success has become guaranteed, then what happens? You develop a clarity in the input which should go in. Nature says output has to be commensurate to input. Beliefs be damned. In mathematics, there is no belief involved in it. Whether you believe it or not, 1 + 1 is 2. Just because you don't believe it, it does not become 1.5. If 2 is the outcome, 1 has been given to you and somebody asks you, how much should you add to 1 to make it 2? What is the answer?
One.
One.
Why your limiting belief is not changing the answer now? It cannot.
Output is guaranteed.
Output, you know what the output is. The output is guaranteed. Now tell me, do you have the courage to put the input which is necessary? Now don't blame your limiting beliefs. If you now take the first step forward in the right direction, output is guaranteed. Now go ahead. Cut through all your limiting beliefs. Understand one thing, that you were never meant to fail. You are meant to succeed or learn from the effort. There is only something called learning. There is nothing called failing. Now let us see how we can stop these limiting beliefs from coming in again. Now you see, with this one, Nitika, are you now convinced mathematically that this can be done?
Yeah, it can be done.
So you are not going back to your limiting beliefs anymore. You have given me a word of honor. I will hold you to it.
Yes, I will, but little small steps at it, one step at a time.
Go ahead, take small baby steps. That's how we grew up.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
how we grew up. So you are entitled to your baby steps. But remember one thing, a baby falls, gets up, falls, gets up, falls, gets up, and then starts running. Ensure that. Now we come to the next one, beliefs. Millions of them. The causal factor. What is causing all these limiting beliefs to arise? What should I reflect upon in going forward so that I do not create more limiting beliefs? With this one slice of the Sabbath, what if my success is guaranteed? You have cut through the cords, the chains of existing limiting beliefs. Now is the opportunity for you to ensure that no more limiting beliefs are created. So what should you do moving forward so that no more limiting beliefs are created? So what do we ensure that we create? How do we ensure that we create the right type of experience? What is the key to creating the right type of experience, right type of behavior, so that in our life, we do not create any more limiting beliefs? Don't forget that our life is a construct of our experiences, both physical and cognitive. When we say life, it is a construct of experiences, nothing else. It is a stream in which are flowing our experiences, both physical and cognitive. We saw that the lion and the cub, they went and saw the reflection. Only then the cub realized. Everything in your life is a reflection of the choices you have made. Everything in your life is the result of a choice you have made. If you want a different result, make a different choice. Again and again, choosing the same way. You know, Einstein has said, doing the same thing again and again and expecting different result is a sign of insanity. If you do something in a particular way, the result will also be commensurate only to that. If you want a different result, do it differently. Do something different. We do the same things every day and we expect different results. How will that happen? It will not happen. What has Rumi, the saint poet, got to say about it, the Persian poet? He says, the beauty you see in me is a reflection of you. Now combine both these. The beauty that you see in me is a reflection of you. Everything in your life is a reflection of the choices that you have made. Now, if you want to see a different beauty in something, you will have to make a different choice. What are you looking for? All of us are looking for happiness and peace. Choose peace. Choose happiness. Ask yourself before doing anything, will my doing this give me peace? Will my doing this give me happiness? Stop reacting. Start responding. It's a choice you are making. Your actions are your choice that you are making. They are not outside your control. One side you have broken all, you have cut through all the limiting beliefs, and now is the turn for you to ensure that no further limiting beliefs are created. That means you'll have to decide whatever you have been doing, things in the past which have created those limiting beliefs are not done again, so that the same limiting beliefs will not be created. So what do? You ask before doing anything, is it giving me peace? Will it give me peace if I do this? And if the answer is no, don't do it. Let them put a gun to your head. Don't do it. Let them pull the trigger. That is their choice. But you should not give in. You should not be made of such weak stuff that you create further limiting beliefs and change yourself up again. Again, you might think this is philosophy. Am I right?
Sir,
Am I right or wrong?
Yes.
Wrong.
Absolutely. No.
Not a philosophy.
Right. Now turn to prove again, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Let's
because
prove.
it sounds that it is easy to say it, but you know how to implement
Absolutely.
it.
Madam, who was it?
Nitika again.
Again, Nitika. Beautiful Nitika. Let us assume Nitika is 20 years old. You know, it is indecent and ungentlemanly to ask a lady her age. So I will not do that. I will simply assume that you are 20 years old. I think that's a beautiful age to be, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just
16 is
cross the
also
teens.
okay. 16 is
Just
also
cross the
fine.
teens. Okay.
Okay.
So now, for 20 years you have been alive. Was it easy or tough?
Tough.
No, very easy. Do you know how many million types of death you could have faced during each second?
No, no idea.
Millions of ways you could have died, but you did not. Something was keeping you alive. So even the tough thing became very easy. 7 billion people on this planet can die billions of ways every second. They don't. They live. If you look at something and say it is tough, it's tough. Think you can, think you can't, madam, either way you will be right. You decide. But I will help you decide by proving to you once more that you can say no to what is harmful to you. Because again, living life the way you have been living all along and creating limiting beliefs is an exercise in futility, because then you are not going anywhere. Like billions of people who die every day, billions of people who have died before us, and billions of people who will die after us, not having achieved anything, we will also go away. Is that what we want? Or do we want to leave behind us at least one human being who has benefited from us, at least one person in this entire universe who can think of us with satisfaction, dignity, respect, and affection? Just one.
Yes,
Remember,
indeed.
every one person has a universe behind him. When you touch a person, you touch a universe. Let's see. You know this. What is this?
Mud pot.
Pot. Just imagine. Proving that you can choose peace is as simple as recognizing a pot. And this pot is made of clay. Correct or not?
Yes, correct.
Correct.
This clay has been worked upon by the potter. When the potter works on the clay, what you have is a pot. The clay can be called as the substantial cause, because that is what is converted into a pot. And the expertise of the potter is the complementary cause. When the expertise of the potter works on the clay, the effect is the pot. In other words, the situation and circumstances are the substantial cause. They by themselves cannot do anything. They are just that. Now, how you react is the complementary cause. It is your reaction to a situation which causes the outcome called the effect. Again, you use the same mathematics. On one side, you have got the complementary cause, which acts upon the substantial cause, and they equal the outcome. Decide the outcome. Now tell me, the circumstances and situations themselves are inanimate. The outcome is peace. What should your reaction be?
Conducive.
Whatever it is, if before doing anything, every time you ask the question, if I want peace, how should I act under these circumstances? Sometimes it could be when you see injustice being done, you stand up and say, no, in front of me, I will not allow this. That will give you peace. Sometimes in the house, somebody is wrong. They are forcing their opinion on you, but you love that person, you don't want to hurt. You don't argue, you say it doesn't matter. It's okay if she is wrong. It's okay if he is wrong. He is dear to me, I value him. I will submit. Because you chose peace. You did not choose to enforce your opinion on him or her. When you choose peace, the fight stops. Peace reigns. You have touched a life. And no more limiting beliefs have been created. No more limiting beliefs like nobody loves me. Nobody can get along with me. I cannot get along with anyone. That person is always like this. They will always react like this. All that will be cut. It will not come back again. So before in future doing anything, ask this question. What is my action should be, what my action should be so that the outcome is peace. When you do that, you will not create any more limiting beliefs. It is going to be difficult. Like Nitika said, baby steps. Baby steps, one at a time. Like that great saying goes, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take that step. When the right leg moves forward, the left will follow. That is the law of nature. But the decision to put the right leg forward has to be taken now. If you do that, the left will follow. And the first step in the journey of 1,000 miles would have begun. That brings us to the next. What is the path you want to select? Which is the right path for you? So we have seen how to cut all our limiting beliefs. We have seen how not to create anything more. Now we are free. Nothing to bind us. The journey has begun. And we are at a crossroad. Which path to take? This is the question which has been haunting everyone. Everyone. What is the purpose of my birth? Why did I take birth? What does nature want me to do? Which path should I select? Something attempted, something done, I've earned by night's repose. We begin life and attempt something. Ask yourself, have you done something which has given you restful sleep? Have you created a legacy? You want an answer how to find your life path? Or are you okay with the way your life is today?
Need answer.
Huh? Why is the voice so low? Or you're worried that some bombshell might come which might be very difficult to handle? Tell me, are you interested in knowing what your life path is?
Yes, 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 yes,
Yes.
yes, I need.
Yes, you want to know? Fine.
Yes, yes.
Let's see. And this question which I'm going to ask you to ask yourself is not going to be very difficult. Which path to choose is the question which is there in front of all of us. The funny part of it is so easy. It's so easy. It's right there in front of us and we don't know how to choose it. That's the sad part of it. Let's see. Assume that you have just 6 months to live. Only 6 months. What will you do to make each day matter? What legacy would you like to leave behind? How would you like at least one person on earth to remember you by? You forget the 7 billion, just one person. A husband, a wife, a child, a friend, an enemy, whoever it may be. How would you like that one person to remember you? What would you like to do so that a legacy is left behind? You came into this world maybe 20 years back, 60 years back, 80 years back. But when you leave, what change have you brought into this world? How have you left it? Better than when you entered. That great saint, Thiruvalluvar, in his Tirukural number 114 says, Takkar Thagavilar Enbadu Avaravar Ichatar Kanbapadum. That means the worthy and the unworthy may be known by the existence or otherwise by the good legacy they leave behind. The unworthy leave a bad legacy or no legacy. The good leave a good legacy. Imagine, my dear friends, I'm not telling tomorrow. I'm not telling next minute. I'm telling 6 months down the line. Let us assume that's all. God comes and tells you, my dear friend, exactly 6 months from today, I will come and take you because your time is over. I had sent you to do something. Now, what are you going to do? Sit down and think. What is it you would like to do which will give you satisfaction? Which will make you feel at the last second of your life that this was a life that I have lived. You should not go with regret. You should not go back with disappointment. You should not go back with disappointment and dissatisfaction. You should go with a smile on your face when you go and meet your maker and he says, so, kaise tha? You should say, Guru, maja aa gaya. That is when you have lived life. Ask yourself, what is it I would like to do from today for the next 6 months by which I will go back satisfied? Believe me, you would have found your life path. You would have found the passion of your life. You would have fulfilled every moment of your life. The journey will be so enjoyable. That brings us to the real journey. The journey of self-actualization, you must have realized by now, consists of 3 stops. The first, getting rid of the fear, which is the reason for all your limiting beliefs. Understand one thing, God is standing in front of you because you are He. Aham Brahmasmi, you are the creator. And you are guaranteed success. All that you need to do to achieve it is put the right amount of input. Stop blaming output. Put your input, output is guaranteed. Next, choose peace. Reflecting on attainment and alignment with peace and happiness will ensure that you never do anything which will create more limiting beliefs in you. And finally, plan the creation of a legacy. Whatever your age may be at this moment, think you have got only 6 months more. Make those 6 months worthwhile. And my dear friends, you would have started on your journey, and ultimately it will lead to attaining the highest potential. the potential that you're capable of, which is there within you. That is what is called self-actualization. That brings us to the final and the most difficult question. The question is this journey going to be easy? You can all think, after all, this is a presentation.
Yes, it is easy.
Yes, whether easy or not, let us see what the great Saint Tiruvallur has to say about it. Tiruvallur's period is between the 4th century BC to the 5th century BC, based upon various methods of analysis. In his Tirukural number 619, Tiruvallur says, whatever you ponder, let your aim be lofty still. Whatever you are going to plan, let it be so lofty. Let it be at the highest level, because fate anyway is going to hinder you in whatever you do. Fate will hinder you. Believe me, in whatever you do, fate is going to come and put an ungli. But if your will is strong, and if you are determined to achieve it, whatever the obstacles may come in your way, you will achieve it. Friends, give it your best shot. Totally best shot. Even if God does not answer your prayers, doesn't matter. Your efforts will answer it. Your efforts are bigger and more powerful than even God. Put your best effort, put your best foot forward, and give it your best shot, because life is worth living. Life is worth living, and worth living on our terms, not on somebody else's terms. My best wishes to you on your journey called life. Thank you for listening to me. Good night.
Right.
If any questions are there, I'm ready to take it, as long as you don't curse me. Go ahead. Shoot.
I have a question.
Please.
Yeah, I want to know about that cognitive something you have said, the cognitive.
In which slide was it?
1 second. Physical and cognitive beliefs like that.
Huh?
Physical effort.
Experiences. All our experiences. Life is nothing but a construct of our physical and cognitive experiences. Cognitive experiences, mind-related. Physical experiences, body-related. Normally, they both cannot be separated because each is very closely associated with the other. But there are mediations. The mind and the body are so connected that one, influences the other. That is what life is. Life is what you see, what you understand, what you conceive, what you perceive. And what you experience through the 5 senses, your sense of sight, your sense of hearing, your sense of touch, your sense of taste, your sense of smell, all these things are converted into cognitive experiences. And so your life is a construct of only these 2 things, isn't it? Is there anything beyond that?
No.
That's all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, one clarification. Chidambaram.
Who is it? Yes, Mr. Chidambaram. Tell me, sir.
Before that, just one line about the program. It was a breeze, it was a storm, it was a shower, it was a downpour of knowledge, washing away all our limiting beliefs. How many ever times we listen, we always like you and your presentation. Coming to coming to the clarification, sir. You are comparing beautifully about the pot. You said complementary cause is the talent of the potter. About substantial cause, I could not get a clear.
Substantial cause is the material cause, that which is visible.
Oh, okay.
Substantial comes from that. Substantial is the physical. But that clay, without the expertise of the potter, cannot become a pot. It can't by itself become a pot.
Yes.
So a circumstances or a situation, like Buddha said, or Ramana Maharishi, they said, sit quietly and watch what is happening around you. Nothing is happening to you. You know, there is this, cult called the Ho'oponopono in Hawaii, which says that everything is data. Everything that you are seeing all around you is a reflection of what's happening within you. Life is like a movie which is being projected on the screen, the firmament of the universe. What's within you, only you will see outside. Similarly, you see the pot is a substantial, the clay is the substantial cause. The cause, what has converted into a pot, the clay has got converted into the pot. But the clay by itself cannot get converted into the pot. The potter has to work on it with his expertise to convert it. That means a situation, for instance, you are going on the streets, Mr. Chidambaram, suddenly you see an accident. That accident is an incident, circumstances, situation. There are so many things which can come in your mind. Your reaction will decide what the effect will be. Supposing you think, oh my God, what has happened? Thank God the car went and hit someone else. I got saved. Now that is also a reaction. Then what is the effect? You feel relieved. You see someone else being hit. You suddenly think, my God, what will that person's family members feel now that he has been hit? You feel sad. That is also an effect. On one side, you feel relief that you have not been hit. Another man might feel sadness that someone else has been hit. So you see the complementary cause, which is the reaction of the individual, has created the effect. That is the point. So supposing you decide that the effect has to be peace and you react accordingly, the whole equation changes. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, boss. Anything else?
Sir, this is Rajendra Sapre. Is this
Yes,
what
Mr. Sapre.
Karma Yoga all about? Actually, what you have explained in a way, as in Gita?
Sir, I don't think I am such an erudite scholar to be able to answer Karma Yoga.
Okay.
I would not venture into it.
Okay, no problem. No problem. I'm just asking. But whatever you have actually told us, I mean, it is probably the perfect kind of so far that I have listened on this subject actually as to what to achieve or what is our purpose. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm happy that I've been able to at least touch one heart.
Definitely, sir.
No, sir, it's more than one for sure.
You have really
Actually, all.
Yes, sir. More than
Thank you, thank
everyone you have touched, sir.
Many more.
That is one of the advantages of the corona pandemic,
Yeah. Yeah.
we have become closer. The COVID, in fact, has created emotional bonding through social distancing.
Very true, very true.
You tell me, Rajendra Sapre साहब, कहाँ आप हैं, कहाँ मैं हूँ, आज हम दोनों एक साथ बैठ के बात कर रहे हैं. Without corona ये हो सकता था क्या?
No, it was not possible. Purely by accident, actually, I came across to this forum.
But stay with us.
Yes, definitely.
And contribute to it.
Definitely.
Like, come and share your expertise. Participate to Scientia is all about sharing expertise. You see, I have been a voracious reader all along in my life, only because I believe that when you read a book, you live another person's life.
True.
God has possibly given me this life so that I can live a million life by reading million books.
Yep.
So come share your experience so that we benefit from you. And let's make this journey enjoyable. In this corona pandemic, the best way of not getting stressed up is to enjoy the bonding which is possible through this platform. Come, friends, let's make this journey enjoyable. Let us help each other. Let us learn from each other. Let us support each other. And tell COVID, Thank you, boss. You also had a purpose.
Yes.
Good evening.
And you know, when you say thank you to someone, the person starts running. Sochta hai, "Arey yaar, ye kuch maang na baithe." And that is the best way of driving COVID away, I think.
Yes,
Arun
sir.
sir,
Yes.
Arun sir, this is Seshadri here.
Yes, Mr. Sheshadri, tell me.
Sir, in fact, thank you so much for the invitation. It was a very much eye-opening, and I could also understand what was going through my life and where all I have to make choices to become better.
Only
It
one
was-
choice, Varadarajan Saab.
Yes, sir.
Choose peace.
Yes, sir.
Don't
that
make
is- that is-
different choices.
No, sir. That is one of my core values also. I have with me a set of 11 core values, and one of my core values is tranquility. That I choose peace over other things.
Everything else. You see, because that is the only thing everyone in some way or the other is searching. In some, whatever you may call, whatever you may say, ultimately, if you know, there is this in management, we say, ask the 5 why.
Correct.
If you ask the 5 why, the final answer is always peace.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And thank you for this wonderful platform of the world's best trainer competition, where trainers like me can come and share knowledge and participate in all the events. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sheshadri sir, you don't know how much we are all enjoying and how much we are benefiting from all of you. I'm telling you, you just cannot imagine the amount of knowledge which is being shared. I just happened to log in and I was hearing that lady, I don't know the name. She was
Satya.
talking about dyslexia. My second son
Madam
is a
Satya.
dyslexic. Yes, my second son is a dyslexic. And at that time, we didn't know that he was dyslexic. He didn't know he was dyslexic. But fortunately, we did not have any major disturbance in the family because of his learning disability. We just decided, okay, chalta hai yaar. If he is unable to learn, doesn't matter. But you know what happened? When he was in class 8, I will not name the school. He was studying in one of the best schools in Chennai. They called my wife and told her, you take your son away. We can't spoil our school's record. And he is unable to study. That day, my wife and my son decided that they will do something about it. That is when we realized he was dyslexic. It was quite late. As that lady said, when a student goes at class 9 and says that he's dyslexic, it becomes very difficult. But my wife and my son did not give up. They did everything that was possible. And today, I'm very proud to say he not only learned through that dyslexia, he graduated from Loyola College with a gold medal. Today, he is in a very senior position in Bank of New York Mellon in New York, married to a wonderful lady from our own community, who is working in a very senior position in Goldman Sachs, and they are leading a very happy life. And you see, today when I was listening to her, I became very emotional because I could relate to each and every sentence and word she said. And I was wondering, where were you, madam, during those days? If only we had found such an understanding person for our son, so much of our suffering could have been avoided. And this platform has exposed such great people to all of you. It's a great thing you all are doing. This world's best trainer program should have been named differently. The world's best movement program. Because you all are providing the best moments of our life to everyone. Thank you. I shall be ever obliged to you for you all to gracing this platform. You see, trainers are not good or bad,
That
or
is
better
great.
or best.
Nice.
Trainers are impactful. They transform. And when you touch a heart, you touch a universe.
Nice, Arun
Thank you,
Ji.
friends, sir.
You have said something from your own personal life. That is very nice, very touching. In fact, you reminded us that story of Thomas Alva Edison. Edison was not able to learn like other students. So the letter received from the school was taken by the mother in a different way, and she conveyed something to the boy. You are highly intelligent, and so this school cannot teach you. I think you have done the same manner with your child, and he's a great
Not me.
personality today.
The credit goes totally to my wife. I was busy building my career.
Arunji.
I was busy building my career when that happened.
Arun sir, I want to share something.
So Srimati Arun,
I myself was a slow learner about 60 years back.
Oh.
So that time nobody knew what is slow learning and what is a remedy. I went through the life. And even same experience what you had, I had with my son when he was in second standard. Somebody told that he should be removed from school and leave him alone up to 24 years. After 24 years, his level will come equal, so he will learn, and so many things advice. I didn't give up. I just put him in a from CBSE level syllabus. I removed him and put him in a state syllabus. We struggled a lot. We coped up with him and encouraged him. And today he became a graduate and he is living his life very, very happily. So whatever you connected, I think that is the biggest thing one should do, actually. And I could relate to your story, sir. Thank you very much for sharing.
See, Narendra ji, I will tell you, this is the biggest proof that positive input can never give negative output. Dyslexia, all these things are words.
Exactly.
If your input is positive, if you trust your child, if you love your child and give him the best that the situation and circumstances will give, they will always come to the top.
That's what I did, sir.
That's all.
That's what I did.
See, that's what I meant when I said, what will you do if your success is guaranteed? Yeah. It never crossed my mind that my child will ever have any problem. I said, chalo yaar, theek hai. This is another term which medical science has found out.
Yes.
You mean to tell me dyslexia was not there 100 years back?
It was there, sir. It was there.
But then nobody knew about it.
But we coped up. We coped up with it. Yes. That's what I'm telling. No, my slow learning was not identified by anybody. I used to get beatings both at school and home. So I still, in spite of that, I have survived and I have grown. And today, whatever shackles you told, I have broken it. Broken it. Yes, I have broken it. Now I know where I am heading and where I will land. I know it.
Yes. The 6-month secret.
Good. Thank you, sir. Thanks. Yes.
Okay, friends.
Thank you.
Should we call it a
Thank
day?
you, sir.